The fate is disturbing.
Believe it. Okay.
What's going on, Geeks? This is episode 410 of Geeks Under Grace podcast. My name is Cody Armour, and I'm here with Shelly Nolan.
Hello.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. It's nice to be
Jonathan couldn't make the podcast because he is buying a whole house.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. It's like I respect not podcasting so you can buy a house for a bit.
Buy a house, yeah. He's like, I think he closed on it a couple days ago. I think he got approved to close on it. I don't know how it all goes. I just know today was all paperwork. So, yeah.
rough.
But I'm really excited for him. Really excited to have you back on, Shelly. It's been a while.
Yeah, thanks. Yes, good to be here.
Yeah.
Forward
This
to it.
week, we're geeking out about RuneScape, the Zelda movie, and the Iron Fist. Are we geeking out about the Iron Fist? I guess we are.
Yeah, sure. I think it's exciting. I think
yeah.
it's cool. Marvel Rivals has opened my eyes.
So I haven't played. It's weird to me that Iron Fist is in Marvel Rivals.
There's a lot of really niche characters. So I mean, there's a lot of characters that everybody knows, like Hulk and Thor and Iron Man stuff. But then there's also like Luna Snow and Jeff the Land Shark.
I was like the baby shark.
And Iron Fist. Yeah. So I think that's it's cool because it's getting like they have so many characters, right? And they have so many cool characters that no one's gonna pay attention to otherwise. And so why not bring them to a game like this? And now everybody's like wants to read more content from them or watch shows from them or things like that. So
Yeah.
smart. It's
My favorite like TikTok right now, I guess favorite sound, I don't know what it is, clip
cool. Mhm.
is, and I don't understand if it's for Marvel Rivals or if it is like something that someone made, but it's Hulk holding Jeff the Shark. And Jeff the Shark going, I'm just a baby.
I'm just a
And he's like, oh, look how
baby.
cute. And he goes to touch him.
And he's like-
I'm just a baby.
I'm just a baby.
I'm just a baby. I don't know what's going on in that clip, but I love
I
it
haven't
so
seen
much.
it, so I don't know, but that's awesome. There's been a lot of good there's a lot of good bits coming out of it. There's a lot of compilations of Marvel Rivals clips with Persona 3 music on top of it, which makes me very happy.
Okay.
It's such a weird like crossover.
Yeah.
Like I saw it was a Marvel Rivals clip, but it was modded with Sonic the Hedgehog with a gun, but then it had Persona 3 music on top of it. I'm like, this is like the most niche video that is all of my interests. Kind of crazy. I was like, it's the complete crossover for me. So
That's awesome. Well, so is that what you've been playing this week, probably? Marvel Rivals?
So yeah, I have been playing that on and off. It's fun to play with friends. I get unreasonably annoyed with all the salty, toxic chatters. I've turned off voice chat. I only voice chat with like my friends on Discord. But every once in a while, like we just like kind of have a bad game, and I'm just ready to move on to the next one. But they got to be like, are you bots or like GG easy? And I'm just like, and I know it's like dumb. Like I shouldn't let that affect me. I mean, usually I don't, but like lately I've just been really annoyed by it. Or sometimes even if someone from like we like dominate, we like do really well on our team, and then someone from our team decides to be like that. It's just like it's always the worst player who does it. Like every time. Like it's not the best player who's like, oh LOL, that was so easy. It's always the worst player who's like dead weight basically. It's like, dude, we were all carrying you. Yeah, so I've been playing that on and off. I also started recently playing Balatro finally. Because all my friends were
Okay.
raving about it. And obviously it was like, Game of the Year nominated last year, and I've had an eye on it for a while. I just haven't committed because I figured I would spend way too much time playing it. And I definitely do spend a lot of time playing it. And I'm really bad at the game. And it makes me mad because I like roguelikes. I love like Hades, for example. It's probably my favorite. I even like Noida. Noida is also another game that I'm really darn bad at. But it's like fun because I know it's like really hard. I think Balatro is so simple that being bad is like unacceptable, low key. Like I'm not good at poker. is also my problem. I'm not good at like I'm good at gin rummy. I'm not good at poker. So like when it comes to like recognizing different hands, I'm also just like not very good at that. Sometimes I get stuck in the like oh the two pair, or like flushes or straights. I have to like it's hard for me to adapt. And the
Mm.
luck, I've just been really unlucky. And I have beat it a couple times, but I keep trying to beat it with the red deck, and I just can't do it. I keep failing, so that's a little upsetting, but it's really easy to just play on my phone. So that's cool. What else have I been
Huh.
playing? I've been playing Power Wash Simulator a lot. That game's great. It's just so
Okay.
relaxing.
It's
Yeah.
interesting.
I know. I got it on sale, I think over I don't remember when I got it, but there was a big sale going on. I think it was like a holiday sale, and it had like all the DLC also on sale. So it was like the whole thing in one go. And it's like the DLC is crazy because it's like there's like SpongeBob, there's Final Fantasy VII, there's like all these weird niche crossover DLCs. So I got it, and it's actually just really fun chill. I like that I could just like play it on my Steam Deck or like watch a show or something, and it's like really chill. I
Okay.
also got I got a game recently that I need to go back to playing. It is not family friendly. It is so inappropriate. With all the blood and gore. It's like Invincible level. It's called Leica Age
Oh,
Through
okay.
Blood. It's a really cool game. It's like a Metroidvania, but you're on a motorcycle. So you're going through all these places, and the whole like sort of mechanic is you're on this motorcycle, you have a gun, and you only have a couple shots. And the way to reload is by doing a backflip off of like little ledges and hills and stuff, or you can do a front flip and that'll recharge. You get like a parry basically, and you have all these guys who
Fun.
are trying to shoot you, kill you, right? And you have to use like bullet time in the air, and you're shooting and you're reload. It's so satisfying and cool when you get it right, but it's also like pretty difficult. And it's a really neat game. I definitely want to play it more, but it is like they give you a content warning right from the get-go. And like you absolutely need to abide by that content warning. And thankfully there's a demo. So like if you're interested, there is a demo, and it's just the beginning of the game. So if you get the demo, like what I did, I like got the demo to try it out. And then I thought it was really cool. So I just bought the game, and it just continues. So
Oh,
it's one of
cool. I
those
love
which
the demos have started doing that.
I love demos like that too, where it's not just like, oh, it's just like a separate thing. It's like it's just the beginning of the game, and so you could experience for yourself. But yeah,
Yeah.
like just from the get go, there's just like, and they're anthropomorphic cartoon animals, so it makes it a little bit more palatable. But literally, they just have a child that's like entire guts are just ripped out, and I'm just like,
Oh man.
oh, like it's intense. It's very intense
I
gameplay. It's
immediately
like,
thought of Happy Tree Friends. I don't know if you know. Remember them?
oh gosh, that's right, yeah, yeah. So
For those
it's
wondering, don't look up Happy Tree Friends if you
don't
don't know
look
what it
up
is.
Happy Tree Friends. Yeah, it's not very happy, but no, it's a really really cool game. It's really hard though, and it kind of gets to the point where you have to like really perfectly nail a sequence. And it's really satisfying when you do nail it, but it's really hard to do that. So, still playing through that. I think that's mostly what I've been playing. I haven't been playing a lot of I've moved recently, so I kind of just haven't been gaming a lot at all recently.
Hmm.
But oh, and Rivals too. I'm always still playing Rivals of Aether 2. There was a big tournament this last weekend that was really fun to watch, and it was nearby up in BC, so I'm re-inspired to play. Um but yeah, that's it's really confusing, you know, because both my husband and I play Marvel Rivals and Rivals of Aether 2, so we have to like specify what rivals we want to talk about and play. Like, hey, I want to play
Yeah.
Rivals. Like, which one?
Which rivals?
Which rivals? It's so annoying. And fun fact for anybody who hasn't followed Rivals of Aether 2, just development, and I'm sure most people haven't. They actually intended to release the game called Rivals 2, and they couldn't because of Disney. It basically they've been playing this game for a long time, and they were just gonna call it Rivals 2, and like all the promotions, all the Kickstarter, it was Rivals 2, and they were just calling Rivals 2,
Hmm.
and then just out of nowhere, Marvel Rivals came out, and so like Ludwig even
They're not
because
always gonna
Ludwig
find.
helps produce sort of the game, and there's even there's like a clip of him ranting about Disney and how he doesn't like Disney because of it. So anyway,
Disney
yeah,
owns the world.
that's what I've been doing. Oh yeah, seriously, it's annoying. That's
I
it.
really haven't played a whole lot. I was playing Grand Theft Auto Online for a little while, which is so random. But it was available and free on PlayStation. I needed something to play.
You can take that.
And now I've been doing, I've been playing Fields of Mystery because I got an update. And
I did start that game. It's been a minute since I
Yeah.
played, but I have a meaning to get back into it because of the update. Because I heard you can date the dragon now.
yes,
So I'm all about that.
And I think the dragon has a human form.
Yes, that's.
Read
I
correctly.
think that's also true. I've heard that.
Yeah. I love Fields of Mystery, and it's been interesting because we've done, our life group has started a Stardew Valley co-op run. But Fields
Oh,
of
that's
Mystery
really
is like
cute.
so quality of life. Like,
I fully agree. Like playing co-op Stardew is still really fun, and I actually do that weekly with a friend. We play, and that's like
Very
super
cool.
fun. But on my own, just individually, I can't really go back to playing Stardew. Like I have to play Fields of Mystery.
Yeah.
It's just like I love like the aesthetic is gorgeous. The setting of like where it's still like fantasy and like magic-y, because what always
Mhm.
like made me confused about Stardew is that there's elements of magic, right? Like there's the Junimos and there's like
And
other
the
like weird
wizard.
little things, but you also came from like a corporate job and like yeah, there's the wizard. It's like, okay, what is magic? Like, what's going on here? The setting is really questionable. You don't really know what's going on. Whereas Fields of Mystery, it's like, oh, you're in a fantasy world and there's fantasy things, and you can do magic to help you with stuff. And
Yeah.
there's like, I love the yeah, the quality of life is actually crazy. The fact that you can like kind of just know where everybody is at all times is
Mhm.
huge. Like when I'm trying to track people down.
The shops being open at all
The
times.
shops being open at all times is huge. Yeah, I really like that game.
Being able to jump over a rock. It's the little
Yes,
things.
it's the little things. Like people are like, "Oh, it's way too similar to Stardew." I'm like, it's actually it's low key better. And wait, I do mean low key
Yeah.
because obviously Stardew's been out for a long time. It has like so much more content, whereas Fields
Mhm.
Ministry is still like in beta or is in early access.
Early access, I think. Yeah.
But for an early access game, it really has a lot, and I respect anybody who wants to wait till it's at full access before getting it. But if you're
Mhm.
interested, like check it out. I think it got on sale. Yeah, it's very fun. I like that game a lot.
I will say there's a lot of the quality of life. You can't jump over rocks in Stardew, but like there's a lot of quality of life so that you could download mods for if you have PC. As far as
Whoa, I didn't know that.
not for Fields of Mystery, but for Stardew Valley. You know,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can have
Oh,
like
yes.
shops open all
True.
the
Yes.
time, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Fields of
That is
Mystery it
true.
doesn't have a lot in the way of mods right now, but
Yeah, it's a pretty new game.
that's been the issue with going back to the co-op is like
Mm-hmm.
I had my Stardew Valley modded out for a lot of like little
Oh
things.
gosh, yeah. Now it's like
And
you
can't
can't
do
go
that when
back.
you have like 8 people playing. So I think it's 4 of us right now. We have
Mm-hmm.
eight cabins. But I'm like, can we all get on the same page with mods and just like all have the little map thing that tells you where everyone's at and
Mm-hmm.
how the shop's open 24 hours?
No, that's like me and Daniel with like Minecraft. We kind of want to get back into Minecraft because they had that new update where they are putting in like official shaders, which like oh my
Yeah.
gosh, took them so long to do. But like
Hmm.
official shaders. Also, they have like the little like gas thing going where they have like a little baby grumpy gas, and you can get it, save him from the Nether, and give him water and grow up, and then he's a happy gas, and you can ride on him. And I'm like,
That's
that's
amazing.
amazing. I want to do that. But the problem now is like I want to do that, but our current world is on an older version because we have mods, and if we were to update, it would be really hard to like make sure all the mods are up to
Oh, yeah.
date. And
Hmm.
so we're trying to figure out what to do about that. But because it's the same, it's like we're not gonna play without mods. We at least could do with just a shader. And if they're gonna add the shaders, like then we'll just do that. But we don't know when that's out yet. So
Yeah. No, for
yeah.
sure. We have the only mod that we're running on our co-op is the always on host,
Oh,
which my
I
computer's
feel
got to
like
be
you
running to use.
right. I
Yeah,
mean, you
and
basically have a
then
Stardew server at that point.
yeah, super nice. If I want to, like the other night, I had to go to bed at like 10 o'clock. And they wanted to play till
Hmm.
like midnight, and so I was able to just leave the computer running on overnight and
Hmm.
put it on the server mode, and they were just able to keep playing. And the other thing is unlimited players because in my mind we're gonna have a lot of players. We have 4,
Hmm.
but just in case it gets out of hand.
So does your
Um,
character like sleep? Is like Like, how does that work actually? What does your character do when you're
Yeah, the mod's pretty cool. So you can turn it on and off whenever you want, which is nice. Um, I can just go back to playing the game whenever I need to. What it'll do, i- what's really weird is I've gone back and looked in the middle of the day, and my character is at the beach for some reason on the dock. And I
okay?
don't know yet if I haven't like just stared at the screen that long, so I don't know if he walked to the dock or if he spawned at the dock. But then at the end of the night, he will spawn or walk back into the cabin, and you start the day in the cabin too. So like I don't know if it's spawning or walking.
It just like makes you go on.
But
It turns you into an NPC where you have like a little like path you go on or something. Maybe that'd be interesting.
yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
it'll go to sleep at like 1 a.m. whatever, so you don't, or 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is, unless everyone else goes to sleep. If everyone else goes to sleep, then he'll go to sleep instantly,
Okay.
so that they can start their day.
Mm-hmm.
And then my favorite part about it, because it was my biggest worry, is say nobody is in the server, it'll pause the time for you. So if I'm the only one playing, it won't just continue the days while no one's in there.
Oh, thank goodness. That would be a nightmare.
Yeah, yeah. I totally assumed that it would just keep going and that I just need to be on it to like go, like
Yeah,
turn it off whenever I needed to.
sure. But oh, that's super nice. I mean, I only play co-op with like one friend, so it's like super easy to just like
Yeah.
not need mods. But if I was like I would maybe do that sort of setup with a couple friends to make like a server kind of
Mhm.
thing. That's good to know.
I will suggest the one thing that we did that I'm already kind of regretting is we've only played a couple times is the shared. I wish we would have shared money over having our own money
Mm-hmm.
because we're doing the server style, and so there are
The person who
days
isn't
in
playing
which
has all the money, and you're trying to
yeah.
make like a big thing for the farm. Yeah, we have split money, me and my friend as well. And already I'm
Mhm.
kind of like, I kind of wish we shared money. It's not a big deal because it's just two of us, and we're like, oh, I'll just buy it for you, whatever. But
Two, it makes a little more
yeah,
sense, I think. It's
hmm
what's really getting me is the plants, right? So I will go and buy plants and I'll plant seeds, and
yeah,
then in my head, because I have my own money, they're my seeds, but I'm not tending to them. So I need someone else to tend them and sell
mm
them,
and then
and
they
then they'll
sell
get
them,
the
and then
money
you
for
don't
it,
get the money. Oh,
and I don't
yeah.
get the money or the seeds, but I'm
And
not
it's fine if
playing,
it,
so it's
and it's fine if it was all one pool because you don't actually, you're not like, oh, it needs to be my thing. Probably, you know,
yeah,
it's a commune.
right, yeah. So
Yep.
that was the one thing that I'll suggest, if anyone wants to play it that way. But um, it's been really cool. It's been really neat. I
Sweet.
love Stardew. Stardew is timeless. From there, we'll get into gaming news. Speaking about timeless, RuneScape. It's kind of timeless.
It's pretty timeless. I mean, I know since people still play it, but they play, they like the MMO, they like the old styles, they like the gameplay. They're making an open world kind of art, like craft survival game.
Yeah, RuneScape, Dragon
RuneScape.
Wilds.
It's I don't know.
I don't love it's a new take on the open world survival game. I feel is not an accurate headline. That's IGN's headline.
Yeah,
It looks like many survival games out there.
it does. I think the it's really weird. I'm like, who is this for? Because it's not going to be like, unless there's some RuneScaper fans, like RuneScape fans who also really like that. Those people exist who also like that genre. Those people probably
Yeah,
exist. They're
I
probably
mean,
going to
I'm
be
not gonna
pumped.
say like I'm dying
But
to play this game. I'm not gonna be like, oh, like this is it
it's
for
just
me.
like,
But
yeah.
it is cool as someone who played RuneScape in high school, middle school. And
hmm
I'm like, I've played survival games at this point, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'll like that sounds cool. Like I
Yeah.
remember RuneScape.
It could be cool, at least
So
just to see
in
kind
that
of
way,
like,
it's
yeah, like lore and stuff and like some world stuff in a new light, probably. But
mhm.
I mean, I hope it does well, I suppose. Like, more RuneScape
I'm
games would be
assuming
pretty
graphically it
cool.
looks like modern RuneScape. I haven't played RuneScape since I was like a triangle with legs. Um,
Still
like
kind
the
of
polygon.
looks like that, I feel like. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, old RuneScape was
hmm
very
Very
polygonal.
Polygon. Yep.
Um, but my thing is, it's hard for me to be like, oh, cool, another survival game when
hmm
Palworld exists.
hmm
Like,
yeah, and
oh,
I'm not even that big of a fan of that genre in general, but if I ever do want to
Mhm.
play that kind of thing, it's like, oh, I'm gonna play, yeah, Palworld or Minecraft, or heck, like
Mhm.
if I want more of the open world stuff, like I still have Horizon Zero Dawn or Forbidden West to play through. That open
Yeah.
world, you're crafting things, and yeah, I'm not gonna play like
I
a
also feel
RuneScape one.
like was it called Valheim? Was that the
Yeah,
Viking?
that's what everyone's saying. This game reminds them is Valheim. Hmm.
Yeah, I could see like that. That was hugely popular in the survival realm. Um, so
Yeah,
I don't want to hate on it. It seems cool. I think, like you said, like it just seems a little
it's
redundant
a lot of
at
left
this
field,
point.
a little redundant, a
Yeah,
lot of left field. Like,
like I would have. I think RuneScape. You brought up the lore, and that made me like, go, oh, it would be really cool for RuneScape to have done some kind of story driven in the world uh
it would
game.
have been cool. It would have been
Yeah,
neat. Get some people
kind of take the
who.
League of Legends route and just start making like just
Mm,
off the wall games.
that would be
RuneScape
neat.
Rift, Into
Hmm.
the Rift.
I would
But
support
yeah,
that.
we'll see. I don't know. It's there's no price tag on it yet.
New RuneScape out before GTA 6.
Yeah, it's
In our
true.
day and age. Like you gotta hand it to him.
Yeah. And speaking of Power World, that wasn't meant to segue. But Power World has also announced a new game, getting out of their genre a little bit. Um, there is a dating sim
Let's freaking
that they
go.
teased for April Fools 2024.
Hmm.
And then on March 31st, the day before April Fools, they announced that they're actually making Palworld, what's it called? More Than Just Pals,
More than just pals. It's so
which is
uncomfy.
the most
That's such an uncomfy
uncomfortable
title.
title I've ever heard.
Um,
Uh,
it's crazy. It's but at the same time it's like one of my favorite like April Fool's Day bits as far as like developers go,
mhm.
because Rise of Aether did the same thing where they were like, "Oh, we're gonna make a dating sim," and everyone's like, "Oh, haha, that's so funny!" And then they actually did with Lovers of Aether, and that game is very, it's super short. It's like free, it's one of those things. I love when
Mhm.
developers make free little dumb little games, and maybe that's a dating sim. Maybe it's supposed to be satirical. Maybe it's not. I think it reminds me of, I think last year also the Sonic murder mystery, I think also came out on April Fools, and that's
Oh
also a
yeah,
free game. I actually haven't played it yet, and I've been meaning to, but it's also just like a free, quick, little, silly little game. It's just, I love
yeah. To be clear,
when they do
everyone,
that.
the creators of Palworld were like, "This is a real game
Yeah,
that's happening."
yeah. So I support it. I love it. I mean, it's kind of weird and creepy because they're pals, but I
They're
also.
definitely anamorphic creatures.
But yeah, I mean, but like Lovers of Aether is the same for me. So for me, it's like, oh, this is just the same thing. But
What's the pink pal that was already a little uncomfy to begin with?
oh,
Can't remember its
I
name.
know what you're talking about, but yeah, I don't remember the name. I don't remember any of the pals' names. I only remember Chillit
That's
because it's
fair.
been a long time since I
Chill it.
played, and I love Chillit. I'll date Chillit. Heck,
It was
I'll
named
date Chillit.
Lavander.
Mm-hmm. Lavander. I mean, for crying out loud, they have a dating sim where you can date anything in a household. You could date the trash can. You could date the fridge. You could date your desk. You could date your wardrobe, your clock, the freaking calendar on the wall. You can date anything. They already
Okay.
have that exists. This isn't weirder than that.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like it's probably in some way someone was like, should we make this just to annoy Pokemon? Nintendo. Like,
yeah.
we gave Pokemon guns and Nintendo was mad about that. Let's allow you to date them now.
Mm-hmm.
Um
True.
I don't I don't know how I
That's
feel
pretty
about it.
funny.
There's no release date for it. It's in the works. It's not an April Fool's big joke. Um
Pretty hype.
there was an old geek website. It doesn't exist anymore. It was a store. We bought so many things on it. But they would do that. They would do April Fool's Day products, and they would do like 3 or 4 of them, and whichever one like did really well,
They would actually
um,
make.
yeah, they'd make it.
Heck yeah. I don't know. I think I don't like pranks. you know, the annoying stupid pranks from the April
Hmm.
Fools, but I love like creators doing April Fools things like in movies or shows or games. I think when you put a lot of effort into something that's just a little bit silly, I just love that. I think it's super fun.
I wish I remembered what that website was called. It's gonna bug me now. If you remember, hashtag GGCast to me. We bought an Aperture Laboratories shower curtain from them.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah, you know the joke being, in Portal, that was what they originally did with shower curtains, but there was too much mercury in the shower curtains.
Bro.
And so it was Aperture Laboratories, and at the very bottom it said contains less than 1% mercury.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's what we want.
Yeah,
We don't
we
want
bought a
any
bunch of Portal stuff.
more.
They had a Portal cookie jar. I bought a Portal cookie jar from them. It was a, whatever companion cube.
Hmm.
Um, we have a spatula. It was not just a Portal store, but that was what we mostly bought.
You
Was
just got
Portal
stuff.
merch.
Cool. It's
Yeah,
not like
we were
Fan
very into
Gamer.
Portal.
Reminds me of Fan Gamer, but I don't think it's Fan Gamer.
Yeah,
They do other stuff.
I'll ask my wife later. She might know. She was the
Hmm.
one that bought everything.
Yep.
We'll get into movies we've been watching. Have you been watching any movies?
So here's what's funny. We got into Marvel Rivals in the first place because they started adding Fantastic Four characters, and I love the Fantastic Four. I grew up watching the 2005 movie and sequel. I watched a lot of the cartoon as well because we just had we had a complete set that had like the movies, but also like maybe a season, if less than of the show. And we would just like
Hmm.
watch it all the time, like car rides or whatever. Um, and so I really like the Fantastic Four. In fact, I've read through the Hickman line in preparation for the Fantastic Four movie, which is definitely
Oh,
gonna
cool.
be like I think it's I think I made a right decision because I really think like with the marketing they're gonna be doing that line, which is gonna be crazy.
Hmm.
Mostly I was also preparing for Doomsday because it leads into the whole like incursion stuff. Anyway, all that being said,
Okay.
I'm a big Fantastic Four fan. And so we started
Did you
playing
watch
Marvel
the Michael
Rivals
B.
because of
Jordan
it.
Fantastic Four?
And I made my husband rewatch the first two, like the 2005 and the sequel, just because
Hmm.
I don't know if he actually had seen the original. He had seen the sequel, but it had been a long time for either of us. And we also then watched the 2015 one. And oh my gosh, like I still like those original movies, even though they don't even pass the Bechdel test. Like they're so cheesy nonsense, but it's like the perfect, it's like prime example of what you want from like a superhero movie. You've
Hmm.
got like the discovering their powers and like, oh, things are kind of weird, but then they have to like come together to like save the day, and they like end up like learning how to embrace all these parts with them, you know. It's really cute and
The
wholesome. I love
power of
Fantastic
friendship.
Four, the power of, but it's like for them, it's like the power of family because they're like a family, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the 2015 one, and this I take it way too seriously. Like I knew it was gonna be a bad movie. I just didn't
Hmm.
realize the type of bad it was gonna be. Like there was still some like so bad it's good moments. Like I'm still glad we watched it, but it was also just
Hmm.
like they just ruined characters. They had these weird little like inside like little foreshadowing jokes that were just like, or not even like really jokes. I think they were meant to like be serious, but it was just like really weird, and they nerfed a lot of them. It was strange.
Hmm.
And it's like one of those things where I kept seeing, you know, and referencing the end of the movie where I'm sure everyone at this point has seen it, where it's like, um, where Ben is like, it's fantastic. And then Reed is like, say that again. And he's like, it's fantastic. He's like, guys, I know their name. And then it like cuts to the credits. It's so bad. And I was like, man, this, how does it get to this point? Somehow the movie in context, it's worse. It's worse in the movie. It's better out of context. It is worse in context, and I think that's mind-blowing because it's already so cringy and awful um out of context. So it's just weird how they aged them all down. Like they're all teenagers, which is just really weird. Like we have enough teenage heroes. Why did they make them young?
Hmm.
Like they need to be like adults. Like what is going on?
Yeah.
It's questionable on so many levels. Poor Ben is like not a character, which is crazy because he's like his whole thing is he's like They even mention it in the movie. There's like this moment where they're on this weird planet, by the way. I don't think anyone should watch this movie, so I don't care about spoiling it. But they're on this weird planet, and they're trying to explore it. And they have like this cliff that they're going down. And they're like, okay, we want to go down and explore it. Ben, can you hold it? You're a good anchor. And I'm like, oh, I get it. He's a good anchor because he's like the anchor for the team. But then he's like not even the anchor for the team, like in that movie. Like he is as a character in canon as far as Fantastic Four go. He's kind of the glue that keeps them together. But like, holy cow, they just like he's like just not even a character for the rest of the movie. Reed Richards is kind of dumb. Like they play parts of him really well, but then they play parts of him like not well at all. Like they do the good thing where he's like doesn't really know how to flirt and he's like really nerdy, but then they like make him too good at flirting. And then Susan Storm is also just like they try to make her smart by being like she's obsessed with patterns and so she has to be listening to music all the time. I'm like, does that make you smart? I don't really know. Everyone seems kind of dumb. And then Michael B. Jordan, Johnny Storm does not care about women at all, which I get that they maybe didn't want to make him like sexist in that way, but it is part of his character and the fact that like he's always looking, for something the rest of the family already has like really committed relationships, so it's kind of like an interesting juxtaposition. Like he can't be a player. He's not a player. He likes cars, which like liking cars was kind of neat. Anyway, I'm rambling. It's not good. You should just watch the 2005 movie instead and the Silver Surfer and accept that it's really cheesy. The CGI is bad, but it's still very fun. And I'm excited for the new Fantastic Four movie. But yeah, I'm just pretty Fantastic Four pilled this year. And it probably will be still better than both those movies. And it's crazy. They confirmed they're all going to be in Doomsday because the cast list is out and they're all in it, which like we knew was going to happen. But they said like, oh, but this isn't an MCU movie. It's like, no, it is an MCU movie. It's just not part of the like original timeline. You're doing a different world and they're going to get brought in somehow. And of course that's what they're doing. They're doing the same with the X-Men. Makes me wonder if I need to watch all the X-Men movies to prep for it, but we'll see. Anyway,
I've heard rumor that they'll do like a League of Reeds or whatever it's called, the League of Richards.
That's what I'm saying. That's the Hickman line, and it's going to be crazy because they're going to bring back Miles Teller, and they're going to bring back the guy who was in 2005, so cool. And it would actually work. And because I normally don't like that crap. And then, you know me, Jim from The Office. I normally don't like that thing, but that is literally what the storyline is. Yeah, and Jim from The Office, John Krasinski's going to be there. And that's actually going to be the plot line. And the kids are going to show up and screw everything over. That Hickman's line, it's crazy. Did you know Reed's dad is a time traveler and that different versions of him are all trying to kill each other until there's one left? It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's like a keg story a little bit.
Yeah, it's so anyway, yeah, I think they're going to do the League of Reeds. I think they're absolutely doing that.
I don't think the 2015 movie was a good movie. I don't want to say that. But my biggest issue with the 2015 movie was I was like, okay, this isn't terrible. I was like, it's a little slow and boring.
Sure.
But okay. But the third act never happened. I just kept waiting for a third act.
That is so true. There was that. Yeah, that's a huge. They were really just there in this research facility for the whole movie. And there's like
a 2.5 hour movie. And
Reed leaves. And then they're like mad that he left. They're mad that he left, even though he was trying to figure out how to get him out. And then he comes back, and they're all like, "We need you to fix the thing." And then he fixes the thing, and then Doctor Doom is like a character for 2 seconds. And then they fight, and they're bad at fighting. And then they're like, "Well, we gotta like work together." Weird. And also, everyone's still mad at Reed for leaving. The only reason they had him around was to fix that machine. I don't care that I'm spoiling the movie. You shouldn't watch it. Any listener.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a good movie.
It's
been a while. It might be worse than I remember it. But I remember watching it and being like, I get why people hate it.
Just by the end of the movie. But
the end of it was like, where's the rest of the movie?
There's still, exactly. Like, they're not like a team by the end of it just because they beat one guy. And for some reason, they're all cool with Reed, even though there was no resolution at all. There was no resolution. I was like, what? Yeah, I hate it. It's not good.
I didn't watch Fantastic Four, but I did watch something else that could be considered pretty cringy, which was Rwby and Justice League.
Man.
Rwby X Justice. And it's
Crazy
Rwby X Justice
crossover.
League, superheroes and huntsmen. And I kind of wish it was just heroes and huntsmen because that's a cooler
That's
tagline.
a way cooler tagline. Superheroes and
Uh,
Huntsmen is
superheroes and huntsmen.
why?
I don't want to give too much away. So we're trying to think out how to navigate this because a big part of the story is trying to figure out what's going on exactly. Though if you're older than 15, I feel like you'll get it pretty quickly.
Mhm.
But it's weird, right? So if you watch the trailer, it is the Rwby cast of characters, which is great. And then it's the Justice League, but for some reason they're teenagers and they've been Rubyfied.
They're like kind of there with them, yeah. And they're
I
all
just
this like
realized that makes no sense. Well,
because
there
they
you
have
go.
to adapt to yeah. They're gonna have to
So
adapt.
they get turned into teenagers, and I was like, there better be a reason they're turned into teenagers. And there is. It's a dumb reason. But there
Well,
is
at
a
least there
reason,
is
and I
a
was like, that's
reason.
important to me. Yeah, I was like, they have to give a reason. They
That
can't
is
just make
better.
the teenagers to fit the Rwby characters.
I was gonna say it's better. It's like you can't just be because otherwise it's like, oh, you're just there for like shipping. Like what's going on here? There are
Yeah.
adults. There are adults in Rwby, like Crow, and
Yeah,
all
that was
there
what I
are
was so
adults.
confused. I was like, they could be adults, like that's okay. That was really wild to me. But I'm realizing, so they were turned into teenagers on purpose, and they were given this very like specific reason to become teenagers. That reason does not explain why they gave Batman wings. Which is a trailer thing. You can see that in the commercials.
No, that's the thing.
Batman,
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne, is no mask. He is just teenager Bruce. He's got the Batman symbol on his arm plate, and then he's got bat wings. And the one thing that I will spoil, you had mentioned it, and I think it's worth addressing. There's a part where he's got these bat wings, right? And like he's got some bat powers, and
Like
he goes, "I can
fly,
make a real
kind
difference
of.
here because
Yeah.
I have superpowers now." And some are saying it's because he was a teenager, so like that was kind of their way of defining it is he was more emotional, I guess, and had more insecurities as a teenager. But like it just felt very out of character for Bruce. And I'll also say Bruce Wayne never in this felt like like Batman. He feels like Bruce Wayne the entire time. And
Mhm.
I think narratively, that's just not understanding the character very well. It felt very much like the creators of Rwby probably made this. We're given DC characters and we're playing with it. So I don't want to harp on them too much.
Mhm.
But they definitely seem to have like fundamental misunderstandings of who the DC characters were.
Yeah.
Batman being the worst.
But
Because
then it's I mean, and there's a second movie. There's a second one,
yes,
so it makes me curious. Does that change when it goes to the other one?
it
Like, would
could
that
be
be
because
any different?
really
Yeah.
cool. The whole DC cast, like actual cast voice actors are different because they're no longer teenagers; they're the adults, and so you get like
I
an
did not
adult
know that.
cast.
That's actually okay. Cool.
Yeah, because what's his name? He's a Nickelodeon star. Um,
Uh,
I'm gonna look it up real quick. Rwby Batman voice actor. Um, is it Matt? Is it not Wolf something?
I was about to say Wolf Click. It's not Wolf Click. It's not Wolf Click.
Um,
He is not a voice actor. But he could be though.
Nat Wolf? Is it Nat
Nat
Wolf? Nat
Wolf.
Wolf.
Oh gosh, yeah. He was a yep.
Yeah, Nat
Mhm.
Wolf plays Bruce Wayne.
Good for
And
him, dude.
Rwby
That's
as,
awesome.
but Troy Baker takes his place
Sure,
for the second
okay.
part.
That makes more
Yeah,
sense. That's
but
very funny.
I feel like if you know Bruce Wayne is the act, and Batman is the reality, is the real him.
Yes.
Um, and so when you're watching Rwby, him as a teenager, he is Bruce Wayne the entire time. He's a suave, cool, rich guy who hates the
Yeah.
rich, and it's a whole thing.
It's just this weird. Yeah, and I've seen again, I to clarify, I haven't actually watched it myself, but I did I watch enough Rwby. I have Rwby YouTubers I follow and they talk about it, right? So I've watched them talk about it.
Yeah,
But
I need to finish Rwby.
I don't really
I never
feel
got
a need
done.
to, but
No,
yeah, there is
I
more
loved the show
Rwby.
so much when it came out, and so I feel like I'm
Yeah.
only a season or two behind. I'm like, I just need
Okay,
to finish
yeah.
it
I
out.
think there's like 9. or something.
I
don't
was
know.
close.
But also, it's weird because
The problem is
it's
it
not
all
like
sort of kind of blend
done.
together.
Yeah, and it's all like done now. And the last season was really, really weird because they go basically into like a Wonderland scenario, for like the whole
Oh,
season.
okay.
So it's like very
Huh.
different. And then, but also like Rwby, you know, Rooster Teeth is gone. So Ruby's gone, but we don't know what's happening with Rwby. I don't know
Yeah.
if anyone's bought it out yet. So the last thing we've really
I
heard
think someone bought Rooster
about
Teeth.
Rwby are these crossover movies.
Yeah.
Kind of
I think someone bought
crazy.
Rooster Teeth
Okay, okay. I wasn't sure. I hadn't heard.
recently.
Because like I think
Um,
Rwby could get good again. I think it could get fixed. But no, what was I gonna say
yeah,
about
Bernie
these?
Burns, who
They bought it? Oh,
co-founded Rooster Teeth, bought it
actually,
February
that's
5th, 2025.
okay. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, so that could be really cool.
I was just saying, there's like all
Um,
these clips I was seeing of this movie. It just feels like they're trying to like get weird shipping scenarios. Like Weiss is always hanging out with Batman. Ruby's always hanging out with Superman.
oh, there
Uh,
is definitely some shipping
like
scenes
that's what
going on.
I'm just like
even in the
it's kind of like, and it makes sense because
yeah,
like, oh,
it does a
Weiss
weird thing
and
where it's like
Batman are both like the rich snobs, so it makes, and like Rwby and Superman are both the leaders, and then there's the rest of
Mhm.
them. I don't know how the rest of them. I probably Yang likes Wonder Woman, I would think, but like I don't know.
Yeah, my favorite thing was actually Ruby and Superman's dynamic, because Superman again is a teenager, and so there's been this whole thing of like you're still a kid too, like stop telling us what to do. Like Ruby is our leader, and
Mhm.
it's him like talking to Ruby and being like, I understand that you're the leader here, but I have experience. Like I'm not actually a teenager. I
Yeah.
have years of experience, and then he's
Mhm.
kind of coaching her, and that's been really cool. I
Cool.
think. Besides the Batman thing, what I dislike the most, and you would probably just despise, is they decided to gender bend Green Lantern. I don't say gender bend's not the right word because I'm
No,
sure
I
that the Green
heard.
Lantern
Yeah, I saw that
Jenny
actually.
is a
Yeah.
real character,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But then, and I don't know the comics, and so I don't know the story behind it. And maybe there's some point to this, but she's suffering through anxiety the entire show or the
Oh,
entire movie, and so it's like,
honey.
oh, you literally gender bent this like this male character to be a female character to like cry and hide the entire time, and like
Oof.
everyone needs to help her,
Uh-oh.
and it was just like,
I was gonna
why?
say that
Felt
that's
very
probably
problematic.
that there probably definitely is like a Green Lantern that there's so many Green Lanterns. You know what I mean? Like there's so
You
many,
no
like
doubt that
in
like that's a Green
particular.
Lantern
But yeah,
character,
but yes, I get what you're saying.
but they could have chosen whichever one they wanted, and then they decided to make her like this whiny baby the whole time, and I was
Hmm.
like, that it didn't feel
Kind of
empowering at
unfortunate.
all.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would have much rather it been like Hal Jordan or whoever, and then or John Stewart, and then have them deal with the anxiety.
Which, like,
Men
on
can
hand,
have
it makes
emotional
sense.
problems
I was
too.
gonna say, yeah, it makes sense. Like, oh, teenagers, like, highly emotional, like, having anxiety, like, that totally does check out. But you're right. I don't think, I mean, if you have Wonder Woman and Batman and Superman, like, you have the
Hmm.
Justice League, why are you gonna throw a random character we don't know? You know, it's kind of
Yeah,
just
like it would have
it's
been
a
cooler to make
choice.
her, and like story wise, it wouldn't have worked as well. They could have figured it out though. They could have written it differently.
Yeah,
It would have been cooler for her to be kind of empowered, and then make Bruce Wayne have some
totally.
anxiety, because teenage Bruce Wayne
Yeah,
was probably going through all sorts of
absolutely.
stuff as a
I
kid.
mean, I love Pattinson, you know, the Batman with Robert Pattinson. He's already very
Yeah,
angsty in that, and he's like not a teenager, but he's still a younger Bruce Wayne. I,
yeah, it looks very broken.
I totally love that. Yeah, I'm all on board. I
Yeah,
love
I think that would
angst.
have. I don't know. It was a weird choice. So I watched part two. Part one was fun. I don't know.
Yeah,
It was exciting for me who haven't watched Ruby in like 3 years to be like, oh yeah, Ruby.
like, oh my gosh,
Um,
these characters. Oh, this world, nice.
yeah.
That's cool.
It's definitely a weird um movie
Yeah,
though.
that's for sure.
But anyways, we'll get into the movie news here. You can tell we haven't talked in a while. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. Let's see.
uh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say so. Ketchup Entertainment, who's done a couple things. I actually think they did oh gosh, The Day the Earth Blew Up, which is a Looney Tunes movie. They actually bought out and they're going to
Okay,
be
yeah.
able to release Coyote versus Acme, which is pretty notorious as from what I remember of this movie, it was always meant to be like a tax write-off. Like it was supposed to not come out. It was supposed to be basically a failure. So that they could, or at least that was the theory. I don't know how true that is. Maybe it's just conspiracy, but that's
I
like
think
what
it's gonna be awesome.
everyone was like, oh, here's this cool movie that's supposed to come out. And then it was kind of just not supposed to come out. And so everyone was rallying, like, we want to see this movie. Like, that looks fun. We want to see this
Yeah.
movie. And finally, it's
I
going to
don't think it was
happen.
intentionally made bad. I think they just slated a bunch of things for tax write-offs. Batgirl
Yeah,
was
yes,
another
yes. No, I fully agree. I think it was like they tried enough for people, creators to actually like work on it. But
one. Yeah.
then they were like, well, it's just not going to happen. So I think that's really cool, like bringing out something like this, and power to the people. I just feel like so many people are rallying, and so finally, Warner Bros is like, okay, fine, you guys can release it, I guess. Like we're not gonna deal with it. But you
I don't
guys
think
can
it
do
needs a theatrical release. I would have watched it on Max.
Yeah, totally.
I'll probably watch it in theaters just to support, because just out of spite. I don't think I would have originally. But I think the idea is so cool. It's such a creative, like, you turn it's a court drama about a Looney Tune. It's great.
I think that's brilliant. I think we need more
It's
of that.
as wacky as making the Looney Tunes play basketball with Michael Jordan.
Totally.
And we need more of that.
It's kind of like Muppets, right? I think of like Muppets, and I think of like, some of the silly scenarios they've gotten. It's like, why can't we do that with Looney Tunes? Like, it's right there. It writes itself, kind of. So, love that. I think that's great. I think what's kind of still weird, I'm still kind of trying to accept live action Legend of Zelda movie. So that got like technically announced. I think they said 2027. I want to say it was like spring or summer 2027. So not next year. March. Yeah, okay. So it's like basically 2 years from now, which like good for them to sort of like put the announcement out like now. I guess they did the same thing with the Mario movie. They said it was going to happen, and then they dropped the big cast list. I'm scared for the cast list for this one. Like, it can't be as ridiculous, because you actually need characters that sometimes, like, somewhat look like the characters. But
Link is Chris Pratt.
They couldn't. I would sue him. I would be. They're not allowed to do that
for emotional damage, emotional
damage, distress, and filing for bankruptcy. I can't do it. So, but I think there could be a lot of good choices. I wanted this
to be animated so bad.
I do too. And they even say, like, they're like, oh, we kind of want to be like a live action Miyazaki. And I'm like, okay, but so much of the magic of Miyazaki can only happen in animation. Like, if you've watched any Miyazaki, you would know this. Like, you could say Miyazaki's better, that's fine,
mangas.
But like,
just make the mangas into an anime.
Yeah, like, I don't know, man. Like, I have talked on the show before about how much I love the Twilight Princess manga, and how like they really take already a good game with a good story, and they kind of like heightened it. Obviously there's no gameplay; it's not a game, but they really hone in on the story and like characters, and it's like pretty dark and gritty. But then, characters have way more fleshed out, and Link talks, and at first you're kind of like, oh, this is weird that he talks, but he's like perfectly in character. Like, this is what he would say and do, and he gets his own character development, which is great. There's all these other subplots you don't really get that much in Twilight Princess, and I just really like it, and I feel the same. I'm like, why can't we just make an anime of this? Like, I think there's been so many fan anime like videos and things on YouTube. I watched one recently that someone did like a Breath of the Wild anime intro. Right, like if Breath of the Wild was an anime,
oh, that's cool.
What would the intro be? And it was gorgeous and just amazing. And I'm like, it writes itself. It writes itself. Like, you already got like the beautiful.
Saw it was Unreal Engine.
Yeah,
but it was Miyazaki's art style, and it was Ocarina of Time. I don't think it was playable. I think it was just an animation,
just like a demo, kind of. Beautiful. Oh man, I get what they're trying to do, and they kind of want this like not Lord of the Rings, but like their own Lord of the Rings kind of fantasy adventure live action, and they could do it, but I think anime would have been better. I think people would have been happier about that. I just think it's so lame that they're, I think it was lame that they did the sort of 3D animated style they did with Mario anyway. Like, it worked. It worked, but I think it was kind of like a, uninspired choice, perhaps. Better than live action, I suppose. But
I've seen some heavy rumors about a Smash Bros. Like universe happening.
I don't know how. Yeah.
Yeah. From the Sonic world, Sonic creators.
That'd be
so
interesting. I don't know how they would do that. They would have to. the part in Smash is that you have all these weird niche characters that the developers were like, okay, you get one chance to use Banjo-Kazooie, right? Or, things like that. Or you get your one chance to use Richter, and never again. But I don't know.
Yeah.
That would be crazy. I would watch it, of course. But I don't know. Like,
I, again, would rather it be animated. I
I'd
think you
rather
just have
be animated.
whoever does Smash Bros.'s cutscenes.
Just make Subspace Emissary a actual movie. Just do that. Just
I'm down.
make Subspace Emissary the movie, actually. Because
The movie.
I would rewatch those cutscenes all the time. I still love those cutscenes. They're gorgeous They're great.
They're so good.
They're awesome. They're like perfect. So yeah, I like animation. And I don't always hate live action. I just think this could be so cool animated. And we also have, I think the director is the guy who did Planet of the Apes. Or is it the producer? I think it's the director. Yeah. Wes Ball, who made Maze Runner and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, is directing.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, yeah.
Live action to me seems serious, and Zelda is so whimsical. Like, you brought the Lord of the Rings thing. Like, it's too silly to be Lord of the Rings.
In fact,
I do think, like...
Yeah. The director even said,
could have been cool.
Like, his aim is to make Legend of Zelda feel, quote, grounded and real. Which I'm like, no you don't want it grounded and real. You want it literally up in the sky, floating on these islands, or on a boat, sailing the seas, and you want it to be, Zelda's whimsy is very important. Like, or hookshot. Like, sure, you have the more serious-esque entries, like, probably Twilight Princess kind of is, like, the closest you're gonna get to that. But even that has a lot of silliness, especially with Midna. She's super silly, but, like, she's, like, always making fun of you. And so whenever she's, like, suffering, it's, like, hurts, like, way more, because you actually grow attached to the character. And, like, all the, like, little side characters, like Tingle. You're telling me you want Tingle to feel grounded and real? No.
What could you imagine?
We're not doing that. Like, no.
Beetle.
Like, I just feel like it would turn into, like, a really try-hard fan project.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, it's kind of... Yeah, mixed feelings. I guess I'll have to see more information.
They should do Majora's Mask as a storyline.
Majora's Mask is also, like, there's a lot of whimsy in it, and that's really important.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think you could also make a pretty cool... If you had to be live action, I still think you can make a gnarly moon that's terrifying, that everyone's scared of, and you have, like,
you
these
still have to
crazy
have
masks.
an alien invasion happen at the ranch.
Yeah, you still have to have, like... That's the thing. Yeah, I think he's missing the assignment when he's saying he wants it to be grounded and real. Yeah. I don't like that, because I think the magic of Zelda is these fantastical lands that are just gorgeous. So, gorgeous.
I would rather like a Metroid Prime movie, which I just realized we didn't even touch the Nintendo Direct that happened. But really the only thing that mattered was Tamagotchis and Metroid Prime. So.
Tamagotchi life, they're making a new Dude, people were like, what's this? I don't care. I'm like, are you kidding me? I've been waiting since the 3DS games. Like, I
don't know what it is.
am really excited. I played that game on 3DS, and I'm very excited. I don't... Probably not gonna get a Switch 2 right away, and probably not gonna get Tomodachi Life right away, but eventually I will get it. I'm gonna put it on my list. I hope it's not a full $70 game. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I just love... It's so fun making friends.
I would buy a new console for a Zelda game. I won't buy it for a Metroid game. Some people will. Some people
no, for sure. Some people will, but I just... I'm very interested in what the Switch 2 news are going to be this week. That's coming out soon, and we'll know more. The mouse. Everyone's freaking out about the mouse function. I want a Kid Icarus game so bad with the little mouse, and you can aim. It's perfect. Anyway.
A mouse on my couch is going to be really weird.
But yeah, they're going to have to... I was going to say, they're going to have to show... Yeah, we're getting a little off track, but I'm so interested. So interested.
We'll get into TV. What TV have you been watching?
Nothing. I have been so
Nothing?
bad with shows. I think since we last talked, I started season 2 of Squid Games and have not finished it because we watched literally like 2
Oh, but it was so
episodes.
good.
I know, and it was. I can only, and I'm sure other people are like this, but I can really only focus on like one media at a time. Like I'm either gaming
Mhm.
a lot, or I'm watching a lot of a show, or I'm reading a lot. And the last year, I've just been like reading a lot.
Hmm.
So I just like haven't been watching shows. I just read through a lot of Sanderson, a lot of Cosmere stuff, and just didn't really watch shows. So that's kind of my problem. But there's a lot of shows. There's a lot on my list too. Like it's like a lot on my list. I'm behind on like Invincible. I haven't gone back to watch
Yeah.
more of. I'm still behind on Cobra Kai. I'm still
I get real
behind.
FOMO with TV. Like,
Oh yeah.
if you start to get behind on TV, it makes me like anxious. I'm like, oh no, I gotta get
Oh no.
caught up. That's probably not healthy. Probably shouldn't admit that.
I don't know. It's for me. I'm kind of like, I'll just wait till next season and watch 2 seasons in a row.
Yeah.
Actually, what I
I think my
did
thing is I don't have time to binge
watch.
anymore.
Yeah.
So if I can't binge, then I'm like, oh, I have to watch these as they're coming out, or I'm never gonna watch them
No,
again.
that makes sense. I am reminded, technically this is a movie, but I can talk about the TV section because I have nothing else to talk about. I did watch the Spy Family movie. And it's very
Okay.
cute. It's very good. If you like Spy Family, you should definitely watch it. I really I need Spy Family to end, and they're not even close to ending. And I'm already kind of like, I want resolution. I want things. I want conflict. I want
Oh
things to
no.
happen. And they keep like giving you like a hint of those things, but then just going back on it. Or not necessarily, not really going back on it, but then you're just like, they just move on from it. And now they're back to the,
Mhm.
silly little family. And it's still really good, obviously. And like the movie is definitely worth watching. It's Endo, the guy, Tatsuya Endo, I think is his name, who made it. He made this plot and everything original to this movie, so it's not like from the manga. He made it for the movie,
Oh, cool.
and it perfectly fits in. It's like totally fits the vibe. It's still very fun and cute and silly. Um, so I definitely recommend watching it if you're like me and you're like waiting for the next season of Spy Family. You should watch it. It's definitely a Christmas movie, kind of like they go to a wintry
Oh,
nation and
okay.
there's lots of snow. But I still watched it in the springish time, and it was still fun. So, yeah, Spy
Cool.
Family is very good. That's what I need to do. I think I need to get back into anime. That's going to get me back into watching shows. I think.
Yeah.
That's what'll do it.
The only thing I'm watching still continuously is Daredevil. Born Again.
Nice. I heard it's super good.
You never watched the original stuff, did you?
Mm-mm.
No. Daredevil's so good. The other shows are good too, but Daredevil was like amazing.
Everyone that was like the one. Yeah.
Yeah. I would like if you wanted to watch Daredevil, I would say watch all of Daredevil and then watch Defenders.
Okay.
And just kind of watch catch-ups on the other shows. They're good. If you really like those characters after Defenders, go back and watch them. Born Again though is Disney Plus's like first real mature show, and it feels like Daredevil.
Nice.
So that's been really
Good.
cool. Really, I'm really loving it. And then so this last week they released 2 episodes, and I'm really glad they did because they would have made people mad. The first episode is a filler episode, and then the second episode goes back to the plot.
Mm-hmm.
The first episode is a day in the life of Matt Murdock, and he ends up at a bank, and things go awry at the bank,
Oh no.
and so it's very Disney. It's really cool because it's like that episode feels like the rest of Disney Plus's shows,
Mm-hmm.
but with Daredevil still being himself. And so I feel like it's kind of this proof of concept of like, oh
They
yeah,
could
we
do
can have
both. They
this
could
like
have
dark
this. Yeah.
Daredevil show while still having a fun um like he can still be part of the rest of the Disney world, the Disney Marvel world.
Good.
So I
Yeah.
think it's a lot of people's things where like, how can you put Daredevil next to like Iron Man and Thor and stuff that would be so silly?
Mm.
And this is like, okay, I guess I can see how that would play out a little more. He's still very street level. I mean, it's a day in life at the bank, but
Nice.
there's also some really cool teases in that episode for other MCU plans. I won't give anything away.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
most people that aren't invested really won't know. But I thought that was really cool. Some of the nods that are in there. And then it goes back true to form, really dark the next episode, and you're like, oh, okay. The main villain of, well, I'm assuming it's the main villain of this season is Muse, and Muse is a comic book character who, again in the comics, so I'm not spoiling anything. He is an artist who uses his victim's blood for paint.
Oh, that's absolutely a comic book villain thing. That's so comic book villainy.
It's really dark. And so when you put that into the real, like into the Daredevil's world, it's really scary. So really, it's good TV.
Great.
I'm loving Daredevil Born Again.
Awesome.
I don't think it's as good as season 1 or 3 of Daredevil, but it's good. It's the best thing Disney Plus has done. We'll get into the TV news. Speaking of Daredevil, Finn Jones wants to reprise his role as the Iron Fist, which is from the Netflix Defenders. Yeah, Finn Jones. So everyone, for those who don't know who like the Iron Fist is or didn't watch that show, Finn Jones. If you were to ask anybody who watched those shows what the weakest show was, it would be Iron Fist. And I don't think it's his fault. Like, the story is this dude, this like rich white kid falls out of a plane. There's a plane crash and he lands in Kung Lao, I think is what it is, where he's trained by monks to become the best martial artist in the world. He learns the secrets of the Iron Fist, and then he comes back to New York and has these like martial arts abilities. But the character, before the actors even got like room to play with it, is this whitewashed martial artist kid who is like rich, and all of his problems have to do with him being rich. And so it's really unfair to Finn Jones. Like, the character is not going to be liked. Like, there's just not a way to really like make that cool, I don't think.
I mean, there's probably some ways, but as an origin story, maybe not, because I'm pretty sure that's how it is in the comics. I think it's the same thing. I've read actually quite a few Jessica Jones comics at this point, and Iron Fist is obviously like a character in some of them, and I like seeing him like just as a person, like as like he's like Jessica's kid's like godfather and everything, right? Like they're all really tight knit, which is very sweet. And like in the one he was in, I don't even think I saw him like fight or anything, but I was just like, oh cool, like he's here. And like there's a moment where it's like, because like her daughter's gone missing or something, she's like, Danny, I need you to help me find my daughter, or to do these things to help find my daughter, something like that. And Danny's like, do you want Danny or do you want the Iron Fist? And she's like, send whoever loves my daughter more. you know? And it's just like, I was just like, okay, this makes me want Defender stuff low-key. What the heck? Is like, I'm actually just consuming Jessica Jones stuff. But then you get Luke Cage in there because at least in a lot of the comics are together. I know not in every one they are, but and then like there was even some Daredevil in there because he was talking to Daredevil, and I was just like, okay, I kind of get with this like New York niche Defenders kind of vibe. Like, okay, I get it.
Little street level characters.
But I totally understand like just him on paper and like you don't have all the rest of them. Like that would be kind of hard and difficult. I think. So
he gets his own show where like I think a lot of people said his acting was bad. I didn't think his acting was terrible. I just thought the writing was kind of cheesy.
Yeah. They don't give him much to work with.
So that's kind of his thing. He's come out and said, he's like, give me a expletive chance, man. Which I'm like, let's do it. I think you should give it, because in Defenders was my favorite thing. And like you're saying, when he was with all the other characters, and that was kind of because he was the butt of the jokes the whole time.
Yeah.
Like he would get on these like rants about, he's like, I'm the Iron Fist and I blah blah blah, and they're like, if you don't shut up, we are going to hurt you. Like, please stop talking.
Like I love their kind of energy. It's like Fantastic Four, you have like they're like the family, right? And we love them because they're a family. You have the Avengers where it's like they're showing up to work. And then you have the Defenders. I just feel like they're like dysfunctional friends. And then
Yeah.
we're gonna see the Thunderbolts, which is gonna be like even more dysfunctional.
Yeah, the
they're these like
Suicide Squad
little
of
these little groups are kind of fun. I think if they put more energy into the Defenders, they can bring it back
I
in an
was really
interesting
bummed that we
way.
didn't get a Luke Cage Iron Fist. There were talks when they canceled everything. I was so convinced that they were canceling everything to make a Heroes for Hire show, and I was like, that'd be so perfect. It'd be Luke Cage and
Mm.
Iron Fist working
Mhm.
together. And I thought the chemistry of those two actors was really good. And the characters are great. You got,
Yeah,
you got One Punch Man versus like with an indestructible
the
human.
indestructible wall. Yeah,
Yeah, it
like
was
the
great.
dynamic. It writes itself. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it was so good. So I would love to see more. I think Mike Coulter is down to be Luke Cage again, so maybe we'll get. There's some rumors that the Daredevil season 2 will be Daredevil bringing the Defenders back together.
Ooh,
So
that'd be cool.
let's
Very
hope
neat.
that would be so neat.
Hmm.
I also think it would be really cool to do Shang-Chi 2, be Shang-Chi in the Iron Fist and let him kind of play this secondary role. I think it's where he needs to kind of be.
Yeah.
No offense, Finn Jones, but I think
No,
it would
I
work
think
really well for
that would be
play
great.
kind of a sidekick.
Hmm.
Yeah. Let a real martial artist. No.
I think they could play off each other. That'd be good.
Yeah, I think it would be. I think that'd be a kind of a fun buddy cop situation there for sure.
Yeah.
And then the other news story, probably should have led with this one. There's a Scooby-Doo live action prequel series happening on Netflix.
It's
Which
just
to me kind of screamed like CW vibes. Like Netflix has kind of gotten
yes.
CW vibes in general. I think of
Yes.
that. Was it Wix?
Winx
They were the
Club.
witches.
Winx
Winx.
Club.
Yeah, I was like, it's got kind of like CW with a budget feel to it.
Absolutely. Yes.
And then everything after that kind of have like not everything, but a lot of Netflix stuff after that has kind of had this like CW with a budget feel.
Yes.
And so
Oh my
this sounds like the
gosh.
same thing. And then I find out Arrowverse and Riverdale's Greg Berlanti is to be the executive producer.
It's such a nightmare. This is
the
such
natural
a nightmare.
backstep, I feel like.
And I think they even said in there at some point that there's like a modern retelling, which like that's like a red flag at this point. Modern retelling just like is awful like 90% of the time. And what do you mean modern retelling? It's Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo's timeless. You don't need to make a modern retelling / the modern retelling we kind of already had was Velma, and everyone hated Velma. So what are you talking about? Like
do you get rid of the van at this point? What do
like
you...
if you I don't know what you do with like put Freddie Prinze Jr. in there, maybe it'll be decent, but like I don't think they will. You know what they should do? They should do the that crazy, I think it was a comic where it was like a, oh gosh, like super serious weird Scooby-Doo spin-off comic where they were all like scientists or something. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, what was it? There was this really like crazy weird, I'm just saying that's what they should do. Maybe they could turn that into a movie.
My favorite Scooby-Doo was a pup named Scooby-Doo.
Oh, I loved that show. I watched that show.
It's so
Pup Named
good.
Scooby-Doo.
They said prequel, and I was like, it's got to be the pup named Scooby-Doo. That'd be great.
But they also
Make a bunch of kids get in trouble.
Scoob. Remember Scoob? That was also like kind of a prequel too. And no one talks about that movie anymore. Like it doesn't exist.
That's how we should run this. It should be a pup named Scooby-Doo, and then it should be made by the guys that do Stranger Things. And we just make it a 70s era, no modern. Just make the old school. That's how it should be.
Gosh, I'm gonna go crazy thinking about this weird. Yeah, it was like an apocalypse.
A modern imagining the iconic mystery-solving group of teens.
It's called
and their very
Scooby
special
Apocalypse. That's what it's called, Scooby Apocalypse. It's crazy.
I'll look it up. During their final summer at camp, old friends Shaggy and Daphne, old friends, get embroiled in a haunting mystery surrounding a lonely, lost Great Dane puppy that may have been a witness to a supernatural murder. Together with their pragmatic and scientific townie Velma and the strange but ever so handsome new kid Freddy, they set out to solve the case that is pulling each of them into a creepy nightmare that threatens to expose all of their secrets.
So which version is this? Is that the one
That
that's
is
coming out?
That's one coming out. Yeah.
Hmm.
Scooby Apocalypse.
Yeah, Scooby Apocalypse. Look it up. It's
Okay.
the character designs are insane. And so I think they could just do this and keep it really insane. Like, I don't know if they don't need to come up with another generic,
Oh.
like, let's get them together. Like, no, put them in a crazy situation and then make a movie about it, okay? Let's do
Shaggy's
a
got a
live
beard.
action of Cyber Chase, please, before anything else. Yes, no, it is weird, right? It's actually crazy. It's like a crazy DC comic. So that's my vote. But it sounds like they're not doing that. And it's probably gonna be really like weird, both cheesy and boring at the same time. Somehow. It's
Yeah,
my
I feel like
guess.
it's gonna have CW vibes.
It's gonna have CW
I think it's
vibes.
Riverdale.
That's
Riverdale with
so
Scoob.
bad. They're gonna be way too serious about it. That's the problem with those shows, is that they
Yeah.
play things off so seriously. And like, even if they think they like know it's a joke, they know it's funny, it's still just like they should be silly. Like, these are silly characters.
Yeah. I mean, super serious.
Boo. Not excited.
Yeah. It's gonna be super serious.
It's
They're all gonna be they're out of camp, so they're gonna be like teenagers, summer camp. Ever so handsome new kid Freddy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm gonna say it. I don't like it. No, I don't like it. I don't want it. Nope. Sorry, Netflix.
It reminds me of those CW or not Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network used to make movies like Ben 10. I think they made a Scooby Doo movie, but they were like straight to TV.
Yes.
And they were really serious.
Yes. That's true.
Ugh. Yeah, there's no good way to end the podcast from there.
No.
You geeking out about anything else?
No. I think that's it.
Awesome. Well, it was great to have you back on the podcast. Where can they find you at?
I'm not on anything. I'm not on Twitter.
Nowhere.
You can't find me. You can find me on
Discord.
the Geeks Under Grace Discord. How about that?
Yeah.
You can find me hanging out in the Discord. That's actually where you find me. I do frequent over here. So
yeah, you're very active in the Discord lately.
yeah, I am.
And you're doing community nights.
And
exactly,
that's a good pitch for community nights. I think the next one this month is happening. I want to say it's the 12th. Let me double check before I.
Yeah, I'm so bummed. But it's my fault. I will attend these soon.
Yes.
My anniversary is the 13th, so I will not be there for this one either.
That's absolutely valid. But yeah, so, and it's kind of hard planning this month because I was like moving, and then Easter is soon, so I didn't want to do Easter weekend. But definitely show out. We just hang out in the Discord and we play games. Last time we did Jackbox for most of the time, and it was super fun. We also played some Among Us, and what's cool is we also stream it to Twitch, and so especially Jackbox, for example, you can just like join for free, like you just join with your phone. But definitely check that out. It is super fun, and it's a great way for everyone to just like hang out in the Discord. So definitely a good pitch for that.
Really cool. Love that you guys are doing that. You can find me on Instagram at Cody Armour, and in the Discord as well. I'm in the Discord.
Yeah.
You usually got to tag me for me to see anything, but I'm there.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep gaming, keep praying, and God bless.
Bye.